What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome to another backtesting video. We're going to be continuing where we left off. We were looking at the S&P 500, and yeah, we're just going to get straight back into it. Pick up where we left off, and I was looking at this reversal here and the delivery of it. You can see how we create the swing low here after taking out this south side liquidity rested here. We come in, we pull back, we then break one more time lower, and after that we then break higher. So this range from this low to this high creates a breaker, and you can see we come back and touch that here and here before we then expand. So we're going to take a deeper dive into that, but let's just draw out this range, drag it right through, and look at how price treats it. And what my goal is as a trader is to learn to anticipate when breakers are being formed, because this is remember the south side liquidity is here, so this is the move into it. We then come out, and then we should then anticipate another pullback into that range, as ICT states, and that's what we see happening here. And yeah, it's just quite interesting, really. But I wonder if there's a way I can anticipate seeing if there's a way I can anticipate the yeah, okay, anyway. So yeah, this is all a breaker, and then we're gonna also mark out the 50% level of it, because I want to show you how price acts around that level. Right, so this is the order block here. Make it black. And you can see we come back down into that. But yeah, look how we trade through the breaker. We trade down through it, we then hit 50%, come back down, touch the bottom of it one more time before expanding through, and then we leave the range. Where do we go to? These relative equal highs, and this high here, this buy side liquidity. And how could we enter on such a move? Well, there's this fair value gap, and as this candle comes down, we could trade into that. Obviously, it doesn't. We can see it doesn't trade into it. However, it does trade to it, which is interesting. But the ideal move would probably be this fair value gap here. Or we'd wait for this pullback. You see this breaker within a breaker. So as soon as this trades back into that, which is there, we can be buying that, and then the stop loss would have to be put probably below this fair value gap, because it wasn't traded to. If this fair value gap was traded to already, like as in traded into it, then my stop loss would have been below this, but you can see this candle takes it out just by a little bit, so just something to take note of. Yeah, bullish order block, respect it, and then we continue higher. So where's 50% of the range? Right here. See, we pull back, get out of the position over here. Yeah, a little bit of consolidation. We come back to the breaker twice, come in again. It's doing the same thing, in, out, same thing that we saw happen here, we're seeing happen here. It's the same thing. So, but I think the important thing to notice with this is what low is it? What low is it that we're swinging on, so to speak, and I guess it was this swing low, as in this sell side liquidity. So we come in, so we take out the sell side, we come out, trade to the fairly gap, and then we come down one more time to take out these stops before we reverse. And then we reverse, and we start to enter the afternoon session. Now let's look at this reversal. This isn't rebalanced. We have a breaker, low, high, lower, low. This makes a breaker here. We can mark out the 50% level as well, just to get an idea. So we'd probably buy on this candle down into the breaker. With a stop loss below here, aiming for these highs here. Inversion fair value gap, Y, downside, upside, found support, touched it twice, 1, 2, and left. So we could buy that because it's an inversion fair value gap. Slight run and stops after we take out this buy side liquidity. And then we have this whole range, and I think we're aiming for these highs. Are we aiming for these highs? Yeah, we are, but we don't really hit that till later. So let's say we get out of our position here. Why? Because I don't know where. I mean, I would expect us to run to those highs, but you can see we don't actually hit it. There's a lot of consolidation, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. But yeah, we pretty much hit consolidation at this point. Lunchtime is consolidated 12 to 1:30, I believe, and this should be a setup. We come down, one stops. We're going to see the same thing again. We have a low, we have the purge. Lots of consolidation here. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out, just having a little look. And then we come down, then we reverse, we come back down, touch the top of that south side, and eventually expand away. Now this is not ideal price action, as you can see, but we should definitely mark out the buy side and sell side, just so we can recognize it. Again, the only reason we have these things on our charts, guys, with the writing, is to train our eyes to recognize it. But I'm still going to mark out everything I am identifying. I'm gonna just move on from this part. I don't really trade after 12 anyway, and then we hit the Asian session again at 7 p.m. So yeah, we have a lot done. Let's see. Asian session looks wild. And ignore this. This is from my analysis that I've got going on now. But let's look at how price breaks here. Breaking market structure, consolidation. Then it just starts running. Running. Running as fast as it can. Rebalance. Let's look at this buy side. Sure, let's go back up. Interesting. Right, so this is Tuesday's price action. How long we got left? We got about 15 minutes left, so we'll just get through Tuesdays, or as much of Tuesday as we can. Just marking out the London session, guys. What time does it finish? 5 a.m. Anyway, let's have a look. What do we see? We have a break in market structure here, break of structure. A nice aggressive one as well. Then a pull back into the fair value gap, which closes it. So what are we anticipating? We're anticipating some kind of breakaway gap now. Rebalance here, rebalance here. This is all rebalancing going on. But as this trades into it. Stop loss where? Well, you could put it above here, but I'll probably put it above this swing high or this swing high. You have an immediate rebalance going on right here. That is an entry in itself as well, an advanced one. So we're going to put if my keyboard wants to work. There, and then we can put another sell entry on this candle as it trades up back into that. And then where's it rushing to? Well, we have a sell side residing below here from the Asia session. We also have beautiful sell side resting below here, but it doesn't get to it. So we'd be targeting that. Definitely targeting this low, and then this low as well. let's look at how price delivers. This is almost like a mitigation block. Why? I mean, do we return to it? Let me see what's going on. This isn't a wrestler. Yeah, no. Yeah, this price action isn't the best. I mean, we literally just run back on ourselves. I'm not really doing helping, like, I'm not really marking much out. Rejection block. That's my. Why? Because this candle got rejected from it, and when we come back into that range, you can see we get rejected from it again. Could you enter on this? I mean, considering we're taking out sell stops. But I say no because, again, I wouldn't anticipate this move back on ourselves, the run back. So I'm not going to put anything for now. Okay, interesting. Let's just run over to the. There's really not much that I like here. I mean, you could sell through here, but even as it's moving, I'd expect some kind of proper pullback, but there isn't. Then we kind of like scatter down here and consolidate. We keep pushing until we hit our target, and then it just rips right back up, taking out it. So I can imagine the rest of the day is going to be short, because what it's done is we moved all the way lower, and now what they've decided to do is they've taken out all the short sellers that were short during the beginning of London, right? So everyone who was going short is now out. Why? Because they likely want to go short later on in the day. And as you can see, that's exactly what happens. So when you look at it logically like that, it's quite interesting. And they're cheeky because, yes, they rip out everyone from London, and then they consolidate right up until, I can imagine, 8:30, 8 o'clock, where they come up and they just take out the last few people who could have been short from the beginning of the day. So that makes sense. I guess when you got the London session behind you, I think what I need to encourage, what I need to start doing in my trading is really looking properly at the previous session to see what they did, because I just told a story there, like I said, oh, they did this, therefore they're likely to do this. Like, they're not likely to rip back like this and continue higher when we've been, like, anyway. Consolidation. New York starts, come lower, take out stops, a little breaker here, so you trade into that. I mean, this could be a short scalp, to be honest. Where to? It would definitely be towards this swing low, because that's the range, right? So this swing low. So very short, but easy run, if you like. Now, so if we've come up with this idea that we're going to be moving lower for the rest of the day, and we've just started the New York session, what can we expect? We can expect to move higher before, as in we can anticipate a move higher before the manipulation lower. So we're going into this New York session now with the understanding that A, we want to move lower for the rest of the day. B, we're starting a new session, so we want to see some kind of manipulation. Where are those stops going to rest? So we've got the London session highs, and we've got the highs created before that, so we can use that as a target for buy side for the manipulation if we wanted to get in on it. I hope this is making sense. It's really interesting. I'm learning as I'm, like you're hearing my voice, I'm learning as I go along. This is why you guys should go back test. Anyway, once we take out that buy side, you can see kind of consolidate, and then 830 hits, and we've had a nice breakdown. This low getting taken, to me, that's enough for me to see a breaking market. Like that, after that gets taken, I'm like, okay, we've got a breakout structure. The market shifted. We've taken out buy side. It's in line with our bias. Now let's start looking for entries. So we have the sell side below there. I would have liked to see a bigger pullback, to be honest. To offer an entry, none of this is offering an entry, so I'm not going to put anything. If we're targeting these lows, which we would be, then you could enter on this fair value gap. Use this as a breakaway gap. And then although these levels are equal, you can use this range as a breaker. But I'm not going to do that right now. Let's just type in fair value gap. My bad. Breakaway gap. And then again, we could enter there as well with a mitigation block here. Coupled with the fair value gap. Why is it mitigation? High, low, low, high, break. Excuse me. We do keep running, but it gets very consolidated around here. Sitting through this will take the piss. And we do come back up to that. But I guess that's because it's 50% of the range, is it? Yes, it is. You can see. So we anticipate a run on stops. But to be honest, I'd only be aiming for this sell side. Then, because I don't have the context of outside of this day, so I don't want to say too much. But this is the macro as well. 1050. see I will find resistance at that sell point, which is nice to see, and we break lower. Come on, one more time, just the order block, and then you just run. But I would have been out of my position by now, so let's just. Right. After 10 o'clock, got 10 till 12, FOREX consolidated. And then 12 o'clock, it looks like we have to start off another run, manipulation, and expansion to the downside. And like I said, I don't have the benefit of seeing the targets that we're trading to in this context, but you can see how the price just gets pulled down, you know. Asian sessions consolidated. Then we have the big day of reversal. We have, so this is the Wednesday. Wednesday looks very interesting. But it's 26 minutes now, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll continue where I left off in the next one. And yeah, see you in the next one. Peace.